Yeah, hello and how are you? Hey friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Today is Tuesday, April 14th. Mmm, 2020, that is. Hey, you know what? I got some friendiversary shout outs with Ashley Briscoe. Yes, Ashley Briscoe's been a friend of mine for 5 years. She's been a daughter of mine for 27 years. I think 27. Let's see, is that right? 26. I think 20. I don't know. She'll kick my hindside for it later, especially when she watches the show because today we're going to do a story called Seven in One Blow or The Brave Tailor. The brave little tailor. That's what it's going to be called. Anyway, I also got some Facebook pokes going out. Um, to Karen Sanders, Amanda Sue Little, and Melissa Holtz. So, thank you for your Facebook pokes. Poke me, poke. Alrighty. No birthdays to report. I'm sorry to say. Nothing on YouTube. Apparently, I don't get all the messages on YouTube. Some people leave a message, but it just doesn't turn up. And, well, I'm sorry that I'm not getting them. I don't know what's going on with that, but one of these days, and it won't be long. All right. Anyway, hey, that being said, let's start with the weather. That's right. We're going to do the weather with a Wallace Resale. Brought to you by Wallace Resale on Facebook. That's right. Wallace Resale is a sponsor of mine, and they're on Facebook. That's right. Go on into their Facebook page. As soon as you start looking around and browsing, a message will pop up. You can always close it out. Take a look, a gander, and see what all items they have. Do your shopping. Pick out the numbers that you want. The item number. Put it down over in the messages, and Rick or Dawn will get right back to you as soon as they can. All right then. Tonight's weather forecast, well, right now it's like 44 degrees out there, I believe. Yeah, 44 degrees. Ooh, not for me. I tell you what. Not for me. Anyway, right now it's mostly cleared skies. Lows around 36 degrees overnight. Winds are going to be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Wednesday, April 15th, sunshine and clouds mixed in. Highs around 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Partly cloudy during the evening, followed by cloudy skies overnight. Lows around 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be east to northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, April 16th, cloudy early with showers for the afternoon hours. Highs around 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be east to southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain, approximately 40%. And then showers early, becoming a steady rain for late night. Lows are going to be around 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain, 90% rainfall, around a quarter of an inch. So we got to watch them flood levels. Anyway, how about Friday, April 17th? Cloudy with occasional light rain, mainly in the morning. Highs around 46 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain, 70%. Clear to partly cloudy overnight, lows around 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny skies today, on April 18th. Saturday, April 18th, mostly sunny skies, highs around 61 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy with a few afternoon showers, evening showers, lows around 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain, 30%. And then partly cloudy skies on Sunday, April 19th. Highs near 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be west and northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then Sunday night, mostly clear skies, lows around 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And there you go. That's 5-day forecast brought to you by Wallace Resale on Facebook. Alrighty then. Oh shoot, I done shut down what I had open. Doggone it. Well, let's see, what was it? It was called 7 in 1 Blow. There. That was how I got to it. I just found out that I could get to it that way, so there we go. That'll be a little bit later. We'll get into that. Adaptations by Mickey Mouse, The Brave Little Toaster. That's not what I wanted. Did it, ba-doom. Ah, 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 ah. Ba-doop-be-doop-be-doo-doo. Ba-doop-be-doo-be-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Synopsis. And then I got past the synopsis. And then characterizations. And then folktale classification. Motifs and themes. Relations to other stories. The Brave Little Toaster. You know the story of the Brave Little Toaster, don't you? Yes, I'll bet you do. References. There it is. Okay, anyway, that being said, I've got a song that I wanted to sing, and I was about to sing it a minute ago, and then I fell off track because I had to relocate the story, because I had looked it up, had it preset, and then poof, I hit the wrong number. COVID virus count. Let's do the COVID virus count for the day. Today's death totals are 126,604. And that's worldwide. Yes, worldwide. Not in the United States, not in one country, not in any country. That's worldwide. All over the world, there's only been that many cases. 1,900, 1,998,111 cases of coronavirus worldwide. 126,604 deaths and 478,659 people have survived and regained their health from the virus. So that's over 75% recovery rate. So there you go. That's a good thing to let you know. 21% deaths. Recovered 79%. 79% recovery rate. Okay? So there you go. New York has been doctoring their numbers on the COVID cases. They've been doctoring their numbers. Yes, true it is. True it is. Oh, that's not what I wanted. True it is. New York has been doctoring their numbers. What they're saying, they're adding numbers to their COVID count so that they can get more money in the city. That's right. The more deaths that you got, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, you know. So the more deaths that you have in your city, the more money you're going to be able to get, because you need more test equipment, more of this, more of that. It's going to all be there over and over. So that's just the way it is. You got to follow the money train. They've been doctoring their numbers the way they've been doctoring their money says. I got to find this. Hold on. Start listening, John. Backspace. Alright, where'd it go? I know he put it on there somewhere. There it is. New York death tolls. There they are. Okay, the New York death toll soars past. Stop listening. There we go. New York death toll soars past 10,000 in revised virus count. Okay, the city has added more than 3,700 additional people who were presumed to have died of coronavirus but had never been tested positive. Okay, so how can you say that they died from coronavirus if they never tested positive for the disease? Well, here you go. Here's their backing around that. New York City already had a world epidemic of the coronavirus outbreak, sharply increased its death tolls by more than 3,700 victims on Tuesday, after officials said they were now including people who had never been tested positive for the virus, but were presumed to have died of it. The new figures released by the city's health department drove up the numbers of the people killed in New York City to more than 10,000 and appeared to increase the overall United States death count by 17% to more than 26,000 people. This is more deaths in New York City than in Italy. Not Italy. What part of Italy? I'll get to it. Here we go. The number brought into clear focus the staggering toll the virus has already taken on the largest city in the United States, where deserted streets are haunted by near constant howls and ambulance sirens. Far more people have died in New York City on a per capita basis than in Italy. There you go. Italy, the hardest hit country in Europe. Okay, they're saying that far more people have died from the virus, but and in the city reeling from the overt danger posed by the virus, top health officials said that they had identified another grim reality. The outbreak is likely to have also led indirectly to a spike in deaths of New Yorkers. Do you know why? Hearts. People's hearts are people are being scared to death by media, by talks of these numbers, and stuff like that. It's a pandemic, yes. It's not as severe as they're trying to make it sound. They're getting people worked up and scared for nothing. Everybody keeps watching the news and shovering, sheltering, and crying and afraid to go outside, afraid to breathe in the air. It's not like that. I tell you what, how for the past, 12 to 15 years, how many years has it been since you've seen a Japanese, from Taiwan, or from Taiwan? From Japan. Anyway, I think it's Taiwan. A news clip from Taiwan or Japan, somewhere in Japan, where every single person in the whole country there is wearing face masks. Okay. Did this slow down their pickup of the virus? No, it did not. They are still just as hard hit as any other nation in the world, any other country in the world. They're just as hard hit as anybody else. And they've been wearing masks every day of their life for over 15 years. And yet, now we're being told, wear a mask, wear a mask. It's going to save your life. If you do not get out and get in contact with the COVID virus of some degree or another, it's killed less than 1%. Killed less than 1%. It has affected, not killed, infected less than 1%. Less than 1% of the population of the United States. Actually, less than 1%. It's not even measurable to the percentage that it has affected to anybody in the world, but less than 1% of the population of the United States of America, which in turn means that it is not the mass destructive killer that everybody thinks that it is. And if you don't get immunities to it, which you used to get by going outside and playing with your friends, and if one friend had the flu and you got a runny nose and a sniffles for a couple of days later, and you got contacted the flu and you got over the flu, then you had your flu, you had it, you were done with it, your body's immune system fought it off, and it learned how to fight the flu virus of that strand. In the same situation, if you was to go out, play with your friends, and I know I'm going to get a lot of comments. I hope I get something from this. I'm going to get a lot of comments, negative probably, about this is very un on what's the word I'm looking for? It's not good for me to be telling people to go out and mingle. Well, if you don't go out and mingle, you ain't never going to get any kind of a immunity to this virus. And then when it comes back next time around, it's going to hit harder and worse because nobody went outside and got a little bit of the immunities of it now to be able to fight it off later. There you go. Done with my soapbox on that. All right. Now then, that being said, I was going to sing a song, and I don't know what it is. Here I sit in my house, all alone like a mouse, looking for toilet paper. I lose my last roll, and I'm tired, don't you know? There ain't no toilet paper to get around. Speaking of toilet paper and hand sanitizers and soaps, people ain't got none left in the stores. And guess what? Those people that work at the stores, how are they supposed to wash their hands so that they can keep your food clean? Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned that. Now everybody's going to be COD. They're going to be COD. Everybody's going to have, not COD. Is it COD? Cleaning disorder. Everybody's going to have a cleaning disorder. That's right. Everybody's going to be OCD. Yeah, over cleaning disorder. That's right. OCD. Everybody's going to be OCD. Anyway, that being said, I can't sing. I can't find a song to sing. I've been thinking of it and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. That's what it is. Song lyrics. All my exes live in Texas. Here we go. All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, and that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. Rosanna's down in Texarkana, wanted me to push her broom. Sweet Eileen's in Abilene, she forgot I hung the moon. And Allison in Galveston somehow lost her sanity. And Dimples, who now lives in Temples, got them all looking for me. All my exes live in Texas. And Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, and that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. I remember that old Frio River where I learned to swim. Oh, but it brings to mind another time where I wore my welcome thin. By transcendental meditation, I go there each night, but I always come back to myself long before daylight. All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I'd really love to be. All my exes live in Texas, therefore I reside in Tennessee. Some folks thinking I'm hiding but it's been rumored that I died in. But I'm alive and well in Tennessee, Tennessee. There you go. How about that? You know what? I don't know if there's any way to karaoke these songs. Karaoke dokey, man. Karaoke dokey. I'd like to karaoke the gambler, maybe. Karaoke the gambler. Hey, wow. The gambler, Kenny Rogers, karaoke. You sing the hits. Hey. Wow, maybe I can do this. I'm going to try. I'm going to see what I can do. See if this works at all. And then I got to see if I can't turn my speaker volume, my microphone volume down. Let's try this. Well, that didn't work. I'm going to try this. I'm going to see if there's a way to do that. Do. Recording devices. I think. Yeah, I think that's all I can do. Sounds. Let's see if that'll work. Nope, I guess not. Oh, shoot. Now, I don't know what I done, but I just messed something up. I was doing alright a second ago, but I got off, don't you know? My exes. Well, I don't know where them speakers went. They were there a minute ago. I heard them. Help me YouTube advertise. Which of these brands would you consider using? Bravo Browser? Norton? None of the above. Duck, duck, go. I ain't heard of any of this stuff, Norton. I've heard of Norton. There, submit your answers. The Gambler. I wonder if we're going to be able to hear this. Nope, let's turn that volume all the way up. Can you hear it? I can't even hear it. Let's try this a different way. Oh. Playback devices. Alright. The Gambler. Alright, here we go. We'll try this. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns out staring out the window at the darkness, till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what their cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So I handed him a bottle, and he drank down my last follow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta play it right. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. You'll be timing of counting when the dealing's done. Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. And then the best you hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. All right, well, there you go. Up there was the Gambler, and it just didn't sound right to me with that background music in it. But you never can tell. I don't know for sure. I never known. You sing the hits. That's who that was by. That was where that came from. Huh, I'll be doggone. We're gonna stop that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, we don't want to get on into that no more. That was the Gambler. I don't know how it sounded. We'll have to see. You all give me some feedback on that. We'll see how it went. Okay. How about that? How about y'all do that? That'll work for me. We'll just have to. I don't know, because I think I overpower the music, and that music was a bit high for me because I could sing in the key of B and C, or A and B, and so both of those are pretty low, and that was pretty high for me. It was C, pretty much. So there you go. There you go. So what else did I got? What else did they got karaoke of? Uh, hmm. How about, ooh, I don't know, maybe they might have the stroll, karaoke the stroll PD karaoke. Hey, there they go. Diamonds, the stroll karaoke. The stroll in the style of the Diamonds karaoke version. Okay, well, let us give it a shot. Karaoke Cloud. The Stroll in the style of the Diamonds, key of F. Come, let's stroll across the floor. I said, come, let's stroll across the floor. Now turn around, baby, let's stroll once more. Feels so good, take me by the hand. And I feel so good, take me by the hand. And let's go strolling in the winter wonderland. Strolling, oh yeah, strolling, I'm strolling. Well, rock my soul, how I love to stroll. There's my love strolling in the door. And there's my love strolling in the door. Baby, let's go strolling by the candy store. Stroll. There you go. Hey, Karaoke Cloud. The Stroll. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Somebody will let me know. I'm sure. I'm sure I'll get some something or others. I'll be sure. I'll be sure to let you know how it goes. Somebody needs to let me know how it goes because hey, if you guys like these more with the music, we'll try that more often because well, there's a lot of them I like to do. How about Country Roads karaoke?
Here's a matching video.
All right, here we go. This one is Sing King karaoke. Take Me Home, Country Roads, John Bender karaoke. Almost Heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. All my memories gather round her, minus lady, stranger to blue water. dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my country road. Take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Oh, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Oh, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads. Well, there you go. Hey, this is pretty fun. Let's see. Let's take me home, country roads. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Anything else? I'm having fun now. Let's see what the old Richter scale here is. 30 minutes. Ah, yeah, well, it's about time for us to do our portion of the program called the story time for the kids. All right, kids, it's time for story time, which means we're going to get off of this speaker in the background. And we're going to roll it on back and give us some no background sound. No background beepage for y'all. There we go. All right. Today's story is brought to you by Kim Dodd Little with Bling. That's right, the ring bling. So that's a rockin' bling from Kim Dodd Little. Go to her Facebook page and check out her sites. So she'll be on there going live, and when she goes live, she'll invite y'all on to come on and see. Buy for $5. Yep. Most items are $5 for plus shipping and taxes, and so there you have it. Don't forget, Kim Dodd Little, Kimberly Dodd Little, ring bling or rockin' bling, whichever. Anyway, it's story time. The Brave Little Tailor, Jacob and William Grimm. One summer morning, a little tailor was sitting on his table near the window, in good spirits. He was sewing with all his might. A peasant woman came down the street crying, "Good jam for sale! Good jam for sale!" That sounded good to the little tailor, so he stuck his dainty head out the window and shouted, "Come up here, my dear woman. You can sell your goods here." And the woman carried her heavy basket up the 3 flights of stairs to the tailor, who had her unpack all her jars. He examined them, picking each one up and holding it to his nose. Finally he said, "This jam looks good to me. Weigh out 4 ounces for me, even if it comes to a quarter-pound." The woman, who had hoped to make a good sale, gave him what he asked for, then went away angry and grumbling. "May God bless this jam to give me health and strength," said the little tailor. Then, taking a loaf of bread from his cupboard, he cut himself a large slice and spread it with jam. That is, not going to taste, oh, that is not going to taste bad, he said, but I will finish the jacket before I bite into it. He laid the bread aside and continued his sewing, happily making his stitches larger and larger. Meanwhile, the smell of the sweet jam rose to the wall where a large number of flies were sitting. Attracted by the smell, a swarm of them settled onto the bread. "Hey, who invited you?" said the little tailor, driving away the unbidden fly guests. Unbidden guests. However, the flies, who did not understand German, would not be turned away, and they came back in ever increasing numbers. Finally, losing his temper, he reached for a piece of cloth and shouted, "Wait now, I'm going to give it to you," then hit them without mercy. When he backed off and counted, there were no fewer than 7 of them lying dead before him, with their legs stretched out. Aren't you someone?" he said to himself, surprised at his own bravery. "The whole town shall hear about this." He hastily cut out a banner for himself, then embroidered on it with large letters, 7 in one blow. "The town," he said further, "the whole world shall hear about this," and his heart jumped for joy like a lamb's tail. The tailor tried Tired, the tailor tied the banner around his body and set forth into the world, where he thought that his workshop was too small for such bravery. Before leaving, he looked about his house for something that he could take with him. Finding nothing but a piece of old cheese, he put that into his pocket. Outside the town gate he found a bird that he was caught in a bush. It went into his pocket with the cheese. His bravery took to the road, and being light and agile, he did not go weary. The road led him up a mountain, and when he reached the top, a huge giant was sitting there, looking around contentedly. The little tailor went up to him cheerfully and said, "Good day, comrade. Aren't you just sitting here looking at the wide world? I am on my way out there to prove myself. Do you want to come with me?" The giant looked at the little tailor with contempt, saying, "You wretch, you miserable fellow." You don't say," answered the little tailor. Unbuttoning his coat, he showed the banner to the giant. "You can read what kind of a man I am." The giant read, 7 with one blow, and thinking that the tailor had killed 7 men, he gained some respect for the little fellow. But he did want to put him to the test. So he picked up a stone and squeezed it with his hand until water dripped from it. "Do what I just did," said the giant, "if you have the strength." "Is that all?" said the little tailor. That's child's play for someone like me." Reaching into his pocket, he pulled up the soft cheese and squeezed it until liquid ran from it. "That was even better, wasn't it?" he said. The giant did not know what to say, for he did not believe the little man. Then the giant picked up a stone and threw it so high that it could scarcely be seen. "Now, you little dwarf, do that." "A good throw," said the tailor, "but the stone did fall back to the earth." "I'll throw one for you that will not come back." He reached into his pocket again, pulled out the bird, and threw it into the air. Happily, to be free, the bird flew up and away and did not come back. "How did you like that, comrade?" asked the tailor. "You can throw well enough," said the giant, "but now let's see if you are able to carry anything proper." He led the little tailor to a mighty oak tree that had been cut down and was lying on the ground. He said, "If you are strong enough, then help me carry this tree out of the woods." "Gladly," answered the little man. "You take the trunk on your shoulder, and I will carry the branches and twigs. After all, they are the heaviest." The giant lifted the trunk onto his shoulder, but the tailor sat down on a branch, and the giant, who could not see behind himself, had to drag along the entire tree, with the little tailor sitting on top, cheerful and in good spirits. He whistled the song. There was 3 tailors who rode out to the gate, as though carrying a tree for child's play. The giant, after dragging the heavy load a little way, could not go any further, and he called out, "Listen, I have to drop the tree." The tailor jumped down agilely, took a hold of the tree with both arms, as though he had been carrying it, and said to the giant, "You are such a big fellow, and you can't even carry a tree." They walked on together until they came to a cherry tree. The giant took hold of the tree top, where the ripest fruit was hanging, bent it down, and put it into the tailor's hand, inviting him to eat. However, the little tailor was much too weak to hold the tree, and when the giant let go, the tree sprang upwards, throwing the tailor into the air. When he fell back to the earth without injury, the giant said, "What? You don't have enough strength to hold that little switch?" "There is no lack of strength," answered the little tailor. "Do you think that would be a problem for someone who killed 7 with one blow? I jumped over the tree because hunters are shooting down there at the brush. Jump over it yourself if you can." The giant made the attempt, but could not clear the tree, and got stuck in the branches. So the little tailor kept the upper hand here as well. The giant said, "If you are such a brave fellow, then come with me to our cave and spend the night with us." The little tailor agreed and followed him. When they reached the cave, other giants were sitting there by a fire. Each one had a roasted sheep in his hand and was eating from it. The little tailor looked around and thought, "It is a lot more roomy here than in my workshop." The giant showed him a bed and told him to lie down and go to sleep. However, the little tailor found the bed too large, so instead of lying there, he crept into a corner. At midnight, the giant thought that the little tailor was fast asleep, so he got up, took a large iron bar, and with a single blow smashed the bed in two. He thought he had put an end to the grasshopper. Early the next morning the giant went into the woods, having completely forgotten the little tailor. When he suddenly approached them cheerfully and boldly, fearing that he would strike them all dead, the terrified giants ran away in haste. The little tailor continued on his way, always following his pointed nose. After wandering a long time, he came to the courtyard of a royal palace, and being tired, he lay down in the grass and fell asleep. While he was lying there, people came and looked at him from all sides, and they read his banner, 7 in one blow. "Oh," they said, "what is this great war hero doing here in the midst of peace? He must be a powerful lord." Then they went and reported him to the king, thinking that if war were to break out, he would be an important and useful man, who at any price should not be allowed to go elsewhere. The king was pleased with this advice, and he sent one of his courtiers to the little tailor to offer him a position in the army as soon as he woke up. The messenger stood by the sleeper and waited until he stretched his arms and legs and opened his eyes, and then he delivered his offer. "That is precisely why I came here," answered the little tailor. "I am ready to enter the king's service." Thus he was received with honor and given a special place to live. However, the soldiers were opposed to the little tailor, and wished that he were 1,000 miles away. "What will happen," they said amongst themselves, "if we quarrel with him, and he strikes us out against us? 7 of us will fall with each blow. People like us can't stand up to that." So they came to a decision, and all together they went to the king and asked to be released. "We were not made," they said, "to stand up to a man who kills 7 with one blow." The king was sad that he was going to lose all his faithful servants because of one man, and he wished that he had never seen him. He would like to be rid of him, but he did not dare dismiss him, because he was afraid that he would kill him and all his people, and then set himself on the royal throne. He thought long and hard, and finally found his answer. He sent a messenger to the little tailor, informing him that because he was such a great war hero, he would make him an offer. In a forest in his country there lived 2 giants, who were causing great damage with robbery, murder, pillage, and arson. No one could approach them without placing himself in mortal danger, and if he could conquer and kill these 2 giants, the king would give him his only daughter to wife, and have his kingdom for a dowry. Furthermore, 100 horsemen wouldn't go with him for support. A hundred horsemen would go with him for support. "That is something for a man like you," thought the little tailor. "It is not every day that someone is offered a beautiful princess and half a kingdom." "Yes," he replied, "I shall conquer the giants, but I do not need the 100 horsemen. Anyone who can strike down 7 with one blow has no cause to be afraid of 2." The little tailor set forth, and the 100 horsemen followed him. At the edge of the forest he said to them, "You stay here, I shall take care of the giants myself." Leaping into the woods, he looked to the left and to the right. He soon saw the 2 giants. They were lying asleep under a tree, snoring until the branches bent up and down. And the little tailor, not lazy, filled both pockets with stones and climbed the tree. Once in the middle of the tree, he slid out on a branch until he was seated right above the sleepers. Then he dropped one stone after another onto one of the giant's chests. For a long time the giant did not feel anything, but finally he woke up, shoved his companion, and said, "Why are you hitting me?" "You're dreaming," said the other one. "I am not hitting you." They fell asleep again, and the tailor threw a stone at the second one. "What is this?" said the other one. "Why are you throwing things at me?" "I am not throwing anything at you," answered the first one, grumbling. They quarreled for a while, but because they were tired, they made peace, and they both closed their eyes again. Then the little tailor began his game again. Closing his largest, choosing his largest stone, he threw it at the first giant with all his strength, hitting him in the chest. "That is too mean," shouted the giant, then jumped up like a madman and pushed his companion against the tree until it shook. The other one paid him back in kind, and they became so angry that they pulled up trees and struck at each other until finally, at the same time, they both fell to the ground dead. Then the little tailor jumped down. It is fortunate, he said, that they did not pull up the tree where I was sitting, or I would have had to jump into another one like a squirrel. But people like me are nimble. Drawing his sword, he gave each one a few good blows onto the chest, then went back to the horseman and said, "The work is done. I finished off both of them, but it was hard. In their need they pulled up trees to defend themselves, but it didn't help them, not against someone like me who kills 7 with one blow." "Are you not wounded?" asked the horseman. "Everything is all right," answered the tailor. They did not They did not so much as bend one of my hairs." Not wanting to believe him, the horsemen rode into the woods. There they found the giants swimming in their own blood, and all around lay the uprooted trees. The little tailor asked the king for the promised reward, but the latter regretted the promise, and once again he began to think of a way to get rid of the hero off his neck. "Before you receive my daughter and half the kingdom," he said, "you must fulfill another heroic deed in the woods. There is a unicorn that is causing much damage. First you must capture it." "I am even less afraid of a unicorn than I was of 2 giants, 7 with one blow. That is my thing." Taking a rope and an axe, he went into the woods. Once again he told those who went with him to wait behind. He did not have to look very long, and the unicorn soon appeared, leaping towards the tailor as if it wanted to spear him at once. "Gently, gently," said the tailor. "Not so fast." He stopped, waited until the animal was very near, then jumped angrily behind a tree. The unicorn ran with all its might into the tree, sticking its horn so tightly into the trunk that it did not have enough strength to pull it out again, and thus it was captured. "Now I can have the little bird," said the tailor, coming out from behind the tree. "Now I have the little bird," said the tailor, coming out from behind the tree. First he tied the rope around the unicorn's neck. Then he cut the horn out of the tree with the axe. When everything was ready, he led the animal away and brought it to the king. The king still did not want to give him the promised reward and presented a third requirement. Before the wedding, the tailor was to capture a wild boar that was causing great damage in the woods. Huntsmen were to assist him. "Gladly," said the tailor. "That's child's play." He did not he did not take the huntsmen into the woods with him, and they were glad about that, for they had encountered the wild boar before and had no desire to see him again. When the boar saw the tailor, he ran towards him with foaming mouth and grinding teeth, wanting to throw him to the ground. But the nimble hero ran into a nearby chapel, then with one leap jumped back out through a window. The boar ran in after him, but the tailor ran around outside and slammed the door. Thus the furious animal was captured, for it was too heavy and clumsy to jump out the window. The little tailor called to the huntsmen. They had to see the captured boar with their own eyes. The hero reported to the king, who now, whether he wanted to or not, had to keep his promise and give him his daughter and half the kingdom. If he had known that it was not a war hero, but rather a little tailor standing before him, it would have been even more painful for him. The wedding was thus held, with great ceremony but little joy, and the king was made from a tailor, and a king was made from a tailor. Some time later the young queen heard in the night how her husband said in a dream, "Boy, make the jacket for me and patch the trousers, or I will hit you across your ears with a yardstick." Thus she determined where the young tailor had come from. The next morning she brought her complaint to her father, asking him to help her get rid of the man, who was nothing more than a tailor. The king comforted her, saying, "Tonight leave your bedroom door unlocked. My servants will stand outside, and after he falls asleep they will go inside behind him and carry him to a ship that will take him far away from here." The wife was satisfied with this. However, the king's squire, who had a liking for the young lord, heard everything and revealed the whole plot to him. "I will put a stop to that," said the little tailor. That evening he went to bed with his wife at the usual time. When she thought he was asleep, she got up, opened the door, and then went back to the bed. The little tailor, who was only pretending to be asleep, began crying out with a clear voice, "Boy, make a jacket for me, and patch the trousers, or I will hit you across the ears with a yardstick. I have struck down 7 with one blow, killed 2 giants, led away a unicorn, and captured a wild boar, and I am supposed to be afraid of those who are standing just outside the bedroom?" When those standing outside heard the tailor say this, they were so overcome with fear that they ran away, as though the wild boar was behind them. None of them dared to approach him, even ever again. Thus the little tailor was a king, and he remained a king as long as he lived. Uh, well, that's great. I lost my mouse. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to lose your mouse? Well, I can't even click a button. Come on. Sorry about that. Can't function without my mouse. Oh, come on. Mouse click. Mouse click. Click yes. Start dwell clicker. Start dwell clicker 2. Go to sleep. Okay, that concludes story time. 7 in one blow. It was a much longer story than I thought it was, but it does give us our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread, and the Daily Bread is Healing Words. That's what it is, all right. The devotion is called Healing Words. Now, let's see if you're following the Bible with Prisco. Today's scriptures are going to be 1 Samuel 25 through 26 and Luke 12:32 through 59. All right. Healing words. Today's scriptures for healing words is Proverbs 16:20 through 24. Proverbs 16:20 through 24. Whosoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. The wise in heart are called discerning, and gracious words promote instruction. Prudence is a foundation of life to the prudent, but folly brings punishment to fools. The hearts of the hearts of the wise make their mouths prudent, and their lips promote instruction. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. And there you have it, Proverbs 20 through 24, and that would be healing words. Hopefully, they heal a lot of people. All right, that looks like it's the end of the Shen Show for the day, and so I'm going to have to say, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And as always, you know, God loves you and so do I. So be blessed in Jesus' mighty name. And come back and see me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here and I hope that you are too.